Hello, everybody. This is Pyder Sliker, and it is tier list time. I kept track of pretty much all the games that I played in 2024. I don't think I forgot any. Thankfully, Steam Replay happened, so that allowed me to keep track easier of the different games that I've played. I might be missing one or two, but I got a good amount of them, and I've played more games this year than I normally do. I'm also homesick today, so I figured, okay, let's just use the extra time that I have at home and try and get a video out, because I know those have been pretty scarce lately. But I think this is going to be a fun video, and I can look back on this year positively and really just share all the good memories that I've had for each game. Alright, so with that being said, I'm going to start with Backyard Baseball 97. I'm going to throw that in the casually fun tier. I only really played it once, so I didn't play it a ton. But this was an old childhood favorite of mine that got re-released on Steam, so of course I had to play it. And I was pretty stoked. I was pretty excited to play it again. I wanted to see if they made any changes. No, it's a pure port. They just changed the name and the logo, and they made new advertising. But I'm hoping that with this release, they will release new games in the old style, because the Backyard Sports series really went downhill fast. I want to say like around 2006, 2007, it like really fell off a cliff. The last Backyard Sports game that I really enjoyed was Backyard Baseball 2005, and even then I was kind of questionable on some of the changes that they made to it. But good old childhood favorite, can't go wrong with it. VR Chat. I'm gonna have to start adding new tiers. Social Experiment. So, I have played a little bit of VR Chat during Master Max's live streams or his hangout sessions on Discord, but a good amount of my time in VR Chat was actually just hopping on random servers and trying to work on my social anxiety and trying to improve small talk with strangers and get to know people and make friends. It didn't totally work out, but it was a fun experiment, and I haven't touched it in a while, but it was, I think it was a worthwhile experience. I think it's kind of cool, actually, the open environment, and you can pretty much go and talk to everybody. But I also encountered some weird things in VR Chat too that I rather wish I didn't experience. Alright, next up on the list is the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I'm putting that in the hard to get into tier, simply because like I kind of had a fun time with it, but this was coming after I finished playing Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy, and turns out I like Crash a lot more than Spyro. Who would have thought? I grew up playing Spyro on like the PS2, but after getting introduced to Crash Bandicoot, I was like, it's just not the same. It doesn't hit the same. So I didn't put much time into it. Do I still want to eventually beat the trilogy? Sure, of course. I can say that for all these games, but priorities, man, priorities. Alright. Lethal Company, I'm gonna put up in enjoyed for its worth. Enjoyed for what it's worth? Yeah. I'll go with that. Enjoyed for what it's worth. Lethal Company was really fun at the start, and I thought it was a really cool game, and I'm happy I played it. I mostly just play it when friends call me, and we're like, hey, you wanna play some Lethal Company? I'm like, sure, it sounds like fun. So, I had a good time with it. I'm having cough drops, so I don't cough on stream, and I'm hoping that the rappers are landing in the garbage can. Alright, Gods Will Be Watching. I'm gonna throw that in the casually fun tier because I revisited it, and yeah, I had a good time with it, but I already beat the game, so it was more so just like I kind of played one night, and I was like, yeah, I had a good time with this, but I don't need to beat the game again. I already did that. I feel like I got the full experience of it. So yeah, had a good time. Into the Breach. You know what? I'm gonna throw another tier in here. So this is like a game that I feel like I can just casually hop into for any amount of time and enjoy myself. Whereas the other games, I don't really have a craving to play it, but if I got downtime, if I got like 30 minutes, I just want to play something real quick. I'm gonna play a game like Into the Breach. At least that's what was happening earlier in the year. But yeah, Into the Breach is a really fun game. It's something that you can play for a good while, and I really like the mechanics of it. And is it better than FTL? I think so. It's definitely up there. It's one of the more fun games that I've played that you can just hop into and just chart like beating levels and all that. Great game. If you like top-down strategy fighters, Into the Breach is a really fun game if you're looking for something casual. Alright, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I feel so sad that I'm putting it in the hard to get into tier. But I already played the Stanley Parable, and there's a lot of repeat stuff from the original game. And I just wish that I don't know, I wish they made a full-on sequel. I guess you could argue that the game's a sequel. I don't know. I don't want to get into heavy details. I think there's more to the game that I've seen than I have seen, but I've just been having a hard time getting into it. Alright, next up is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm gonna throw that in the Kept Me Hooked here. Technically, this game, I'm not sure if I played it in 2024, or if it was just 2023, like the very end. But this video helped me get through the Rule 34 Top 100 video, and I played it a lot, and it was good. And I took breaks. I enjoyed myself, and then I was kind of done actually. I imagine I could probably get back into it, but I mostly played it just to experience the Booster Course Pass, which I think is phenomenal. Alright, Helldivers 2. So, even though it didn't get full value as like a negative connotation, I'm still putting it higher above Casually Fun. Because I feel like there's a lot of untapped potential left for me to play Helldivers 2. And I've been enjoying it for like various social situations. I wouldn't even move that above social experiment. Yeah, I got cucked by another game. I was playing through, and I made it through most of my way through Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then I just kind of stopped. Because I gotta do another game. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But this has my full attention now. I don't want to play with you anymore. Actually, you know what? I don't want to play with you anymore. I wish I could just put like a picture of Andy there from Toy Story. I don't want to play with you anymore. That meme, because that pretty much signals what happened to Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'll eventually get back into it, especially with how close I gotta be from beating the game, and then there's like another Final Fantasy VII game that came out after Rebirth. So I want to play that too, but it's just like Sorry, other things happened. All right, we're gonna put a game in the Darkness Retreat. That's Balatro. Don't play Balatro. It's very addictive. You will lose a lot of time and a lot of hours. And there's a reason. There's a couple of reasons why I talked about making a Crash 4 video and I never did. I mean, I worked on it, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Balatro is a deck building roguelike game, and it might be the greatest roguelike I've ever played. It is incredible. Game of the year, game of the year, game of the year. It's so good. I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. I have some videos on J-Man's channel, J-Man1178. You should go watch his stuff. I guest star in a few of his Balatro videos. I showed him the game, and I got him addicted too. And I'm sorry, J-Man. Fantastic game. All right, Fallout New Vegas is going in the hard to get into tier. I played Fallout New Vegas a lot back in like 2012. Back when I was trying to play on a terrible Intel i3 Windows 8 laptop, and there was one point in the game where I kept overheating. No matter what I could do, my laptop kept overheating, so I couldn't play it anymore. I have a much better computer now. I can definitely play it. I tried getting back into it once, and I'm like, I'm having a hard time. And I think it's just the lack of direction. I feel like everywhere I go in the beginning, my skill level is just so much that I'm getting swarmed by all these monsters, and it's tough. I'm having a tough time with it. I think I'll also order these games by how much I enjoyed them in the moment. So we're also going left to right. Okay, Super Mario 64. Do I really need another tier? No, it's going in the plug and play tier. I played Super Mario 64 a good amount. I think I actually got more enjoyment of it than Into the Breach. And it was really solid. And I don't know, it's just fun to revisit. It's fun to casually play. I bought into the Nintendo Switch Online membership. I'm kind of a sucker, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's like easy access. I don't need my old consoles. I just play on the Switch. You can play on the go. It's nice. It's convenient. I've been enjoying it. We got a new tier. I forgot I played Fall Guys. I don't have a memory of it. It just showed up on my screen play. I guess I played it once, probably. Fall Guys does seem to make a regular appearance, and it is one of my most played games. However, it's kind of hard to get into when it takes such a long wait for you to get started. And it's not the servers. It's just the DRM and waiting for the anti-cheat and all that. And it's so annoying. I just wanna open the game and play it. Why can't I do that? So yeah. Bottom of the list, at least so far. Thank goodness you're here. I enjoyed it for what it's worth. I had a really good time with it. Actually, I think my memories with Lethal Company were better, but Thank Goodness You're Here is one of the funniest games I've played. It's very British. It's the most British game I've ever played. So I would say definitely take advantage of it if you have the opportunity. Play it. It's a lot of fun. You'll have a good time. It's short. It doesn't take a long time to beat. And yeah, you'll get your money's worth. It's a good time. BioShock Infinite. It's going at the top of hard to get in. Actually, I know, there's too many tiers. I don't know, I guess I just have so many individual feelings for a lot of these games. And a lot of them feel like they're kind of in unique situations. I wanna experience what all the hubbub was about when I, like, growing up, just had a Wii and I never had an Xbox 360 or PS3 because almost all the games on them were rated M. I was like 13 and I couldn't play those games. My parents wouldn't let me. So, yeah, it is what it is. I think I'm just playing to really like see what I was missing out on, and I hope that there's a lot more to it than I've experienced so far, because I'm still having a tough time getting into it, but I've been forcing myself through it. It's gotten more minutes than the other games. It's gotten more playthrough time than the other games. I'm gonna also put the "I don't want to play with you anymore" in quotes, so that it's more clear that I'm referencing the meme. Disco Elysium. I have not gotten the full value out of it. And I feel like there's a lot more to it. I've played a few hours worth. Okay, we're gonna be real. I actually recorded a couple of videos of it, and I'm not sure if I want to continue the series or not, because I don't feel like I have a proper place to put Let's Plays anymore with the whole Smiling Friends takeover on the second channel. I don't know what to do with it. I'm thinking about it. So yeah, I kind of have a couple of videos that are being held hostage, the recordings of it, and I don't know what to do. Do I make another channel? Do I just throw it on here and have it get 10 views? I don't know. Star Fox 64, man. You know what? I'm gonna throw that in the didn't get full value tier. Yeah, that looks like this spot. Have I beaten Star Fox 64? I think I got to the end boss with Andros. I can't remember if I actually beat it though. I think I did. It's kind of hard. Takes a lot of skill, but I've been having a good time with it on Nintendo Switch Online. It's been a lot of fun to actually play an old classic game that I haven't touched. So, Star Fox 64 is pretty good. It's a fun game. And I feel like I have the potential to get a lot more out of it. Alright. Actually, I'm gonna put you here. I'm gonna put you above VR chat. Because I genuinely did like play a good amount of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Crash 4 is pretty close to the Darkness Retreat, but it's not quite there. And I say that because I don't really feel the urge to come back to it nearly as strongly as a game like Watcher. That said, I've enjoyed the hell out of the game. It is now my most played game on Steam of all time. It passed Skyrim, so that's an incredible achievement. And yeah, I'm just having a good time with it. It's a lot of fun. I've been enjoying myself, and I do want to platinum it by maybe not getting all the achievements, but at least like getting the 106% completion, 8%, whatever it was. A lot of fun. Honey Pop 2 Double Date is gonna go in the casually fun tier. Nah, I'll put it at the top of it. I lost my save file, so if I know people have been asking, hey, are you gonna make more Honey Pop 2 videos? Because I made a ton of them, and it's like YouTube's demonetization, and I just don't want to get in trouble with them, and It's like they when they put the checks policy in place, I was like, oh man, I might be cooked. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I might make a Honey Pop 2 character tier list though, because I recorded one with a certain somebody and he might have lost the video footage. So now I'm like, do I need to just make my own ranking with nobody else's input and have the true ranking of the Honey Pop characters? I might. Street Fighter 6. I have a very tough time playing fighting games, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Street Fighter 6. I'm finally gonna play it. I'm gonna have a good time. And I did have a good time. I'll put it at the top of hard to get into. It's almost in the forcing myself to play tier. But it's not quite there yet, because I only really played it for like a couple of days, and I haven't picked it up again. And I feel like that's the requirement for forcing myself to play. I have to pick it up, and then stop playing it, and then pick it up again. If I can do that, then it goes up there. I did not do that with Street Fighter. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I know, this is probably going to piss a lot of people off. I'm putting it in the middle of hard to get into. I don't know, man. I beat like the first world area, I think. I can't even remember. I really wanted to get into the Mario and Luigi series because I love Mario RPGs. I just don't know if it has that same spark for me anymore. It's tough. I don't know, man. Like, a huge fan of the Paper Mario games. I never actually beat Super Mario RPG either. Maybe I'm just a Paper Mario guy and not a Mario RPG guy. I don't know. That one confused me. Baldur's Gate 3 I'm going to throw in the forcing myself to play tier. I did finally beat a boss that was giving me a lot of trouble, but I still haven't beaten like the bear area, that cave where you have to like fight those guys in that dungeon to unlock that character to join you, and I'm just like, come on. I don't even remember where everybody is. But I did beat a really tough guy. And yeah, picked it up, dropped it, picked it up again. So it's going in the forcing myself to play tier. I'm honestly like it's mostly a skill issue, but it's also just kind of overwhelming, just like how much detail is in that game, and it's kind of I'm having a tough time with that. Alright, Super Mario Party Jamboree. I'm gonna throw it in casually fun. I can see myself really getting into it, and I had a really fun time when I played it, but I only played it once. I need to play it more. I just haven't had the urge to pick up my Switch lately. Most of my games I play on Steam, so there's that. It's been kind of tough. Persona 3 Reload. That's going in the Kept Me Hooked tier. I'm gonna move Mario Kart 8 Deluxe down to the top of Enjoyed for what it's worth, because I feel like those two games are kind of a class above everybody else. Put a ton of hours into it, but it's really just one playthrough, and I'm still on Episode Aegis, and I haven't been enjoying Episode Aegis as much for the main game. Persona 3 Reload is incredible, and I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I've been having a really good time on stream with it. I've been streaming the game, and I'm really close to beating Episode Aegis, and then I can kind of put it away for a while. It was my number 2 played game of the year, right behind Crash 4, so it deserves its tier. And then the Darkness Retreat gets one more member, and that is the Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy. And honestly, like, I'm having a really hard time, but I think Balatro edges it out. And in my mind, going into this video, I was thinking, I'm gonna put the Insane Trilogy first. I don't think so, man. I had a really tough time with picking it, but I enjoyed the hell out of the game. I think it's incredible. It made me fall in love with platformers again. I had such a great time with it. And it might be my favorite platformer of all time. It's a little tough to get back into now, but at the time, I did go into a Darkness Retreat playing it. So, I don't think I'm gonna pick it up and play it anymore. Especially with Crash 4. I feel like Crash 4 just improved the mechanics and the game feels better when you play it. So it's kind of hard to go from Crash 4 to the N. Sane Trilogy. I recommend playing the N. Sane Trilogy first, and then Crash 4. Both phenomenal games, though. For sure. But at its peak, Crash Bandicoot, the N. Sane Trilogy, I played that stuff. I played it non-stop, and it was hard for me to put it down. And I did 100%, 6, whatever. 106% all the games and in the trilogy. And it was a phenomenal experience, and I'm incredibly grateful for it. Alright, that's my tier list. Hey, you know what? This isn't necessarily a review on how good each game is. It's mostly just ranking my experiences with it for each game. So, if I were to have a top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess it starts with Disco Elysium, damn. Okay, so there's 4 games that I just remembered as I was about to start editing the video, so I'm gonna go through them rather quickly. First off, Punch Out for the NES. Let's see here. I do think it kept me hooked, actually. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of kept me hooked, but it was really, really good. I never finished it. I still have to get through Super Macho Man, I believe. I kind of just left it and never got back to it. But yeah, I've had a blast with it. It's a lot of fun, but I only played it for like a short stint of time, so that's why it's on kept me hooked. But when I was playing it, I was like really playing it. Breath of the Wild, I already beat it. I'm playing the DLC. I'm gonna put Forcing Myself to Play. I think I had more fun with it than Bioshock Infinite and Baldur's Gate 3, so I'm gonna put it right there. I was playing the Trial of the Sword DLC, and I do want to get through the DLC. The problem is I own it on the Wii U, and my Wii U isn't at my apartment, it's at my parents' place, so I've only been playing it there on occasion. And it's really hard to get into any game that's not at my apartment. I almost feel like it would be easier just to like replay Breath of the Wild on my Switch and buy the game again. Tokyo Mirage Sessions is the same issue with Breath of the Wild. I'm actually going to put it at the bottom of hard to get into because I didn't get nearly as much enjoyment of it, and it's one of the few games that I played that didn't have localized voice acting. Like there are subtitles, but I'm not used to playing games with Japanese voice acting and English subtitles. So especially from a major franchise, this is supposed to be like a combination between Persona and Fire Emblem, but I just haven't. I saw the appeal, and it drew me in, but I just I don't know, man. Maybe I need to rebuy it for Switch, but Punch Out Wii. I feel like I got the full value out of it. You know what? Yeah, enjoyed it for what it's worth. I beat the game on regular mode. I did not beat the rematches. I beat some of them, but the rematches are very hard, and it's just... Yeah, I just kind of figured maybe it was worth setting it down. But I think I got through like the main appeal of the game, and I would consider it finished since I made it through the original run and beat everybody, including Mr. Sandman. A really fun game. Highly recommend it. I think my favorite Punch-Out game is still Super Punch-Out. There's just something about it that feels nearly perfect. It's phenomenal. It would have been very high up on my list if I ranked last year's video games, the 2023 games. But alright, that's it. We're done now. For real this time. Goodbye, everybody.